Hi, LLD. Linus is someone who is busier than most. How do you balance your work, hobbies, and family, and the different responsibilities that each entail? Love your content.
No. Oh, man. How do I balance? Something's got to give, always. So something gets traded off, and then someone gets mad at me. So I work too much for a while, and Yvonne gets mad at me, and I spend too much time with my family, and things fall apart at work. And my motorcycle has been not painted for 2.5 years. Does that summarize it pretty well? I think like one of the things that happens is like my hobbies have changed. Like I used to be really into games that required a more rigid schedule. Like I had to work around other people and their availability, and like I had to be there when everyone was there, otherwise like we wouldn't have enough and stuff. Whereas like now I can't really do that. I like games that I can just drop into, play for a little bit, and then put down when someone needs my attention.
Rich, my brother, was expressing a enjoyment of one of the newer Need for Speed games, and I asked him if he had played Forza Horizon 5, and he hadn't, so I got it for him. And he told me that he basically can't play it, and I was confused because I was like, well, it's a great game. What do you mean? He has 2 babies.
Yep.
The missions are a little bit too long.
Yep.
And they don't mid-mission save.
Nope.
So
games have like an expectation that you will no life them. Many games do.
But it's not being able to sit there for hours. It's being able to sit there for like 10 or more minutes. And it's just not really a thing.
But,
so he's like, I'll play it later.
Not just the no-lifing. So the no-lifing, I mean, like, they'll have a high degree of complexity so that if you have to go away from them for a week, you, like, don't remember, like, how everything works.
Force is definitely not like that, but yeah.
And then the other no-life thing is that you couldn't possibly have anything else going on right now. That the game expects to be the focus window of your life. And
it's just like old Blizzard games being like practically unable to be alt-tabbed.
Yeah, and that's just not a thing in my life. Like one of the things I like about Tape to Tape is that even though it does allow you to save scum, so it's like kind of not a good feature, you can pause the campaign and you can come back to it in a few days and deal with it then.
Yeah,
it's actually why I kind of ended up getting into Vampire Survivors for a little bit. Because a run is, by definition, no more than 30 minutes.
Or 15.
Yeah.
Hurry is so good.
Yep.
You get 2 in on a lunch break. It's great.
Like, I value games where I don't have to remember the story. I don't have to remember what mission I'm on, where I'm going, how the controls work. And I can be interrupted and go do something else and come back to it 2 weeks later. Because sometimes it takes that long.
I think save anytime is an accessibility feature. Fight me.
It would break a lot of things. Like if you had save state in something like Elden Ring, I think that would be...
I wouldn't not necessarily say save state. But like,
well, that's basically what you're asking.
Very, very close to that.
What's the difference in your mind?
Save state would be like frame perfect in a way.
But I mean, you could have a boss fight that's like could take you half an hour.
Yeah.
So should you be able to save mid-boss fight?
Multi-checkpoint boss fight.
But then you're not really... Like, that's part of the challenge is that you have to beat all of the phases
so
back
it's
to
an
back.
accessibility feature.
Why is that accessibility?
Yeah.
Attention span.
Attention span. If you want to make it easier for yourself. Like difficulty level is an accessibility feature in a way. You know, Elden Ring doesn't have a disability filter. You're just good or you're not.
Are you saying this is a thing that is an accessibility feature, or are
I
you
think
saying
should
that this
be
should
included
be in
more.
every game all the time?
Yeah, you can turn it off or on if you want. A lot of games are moving to pick your own difficulty, and I think save quantities should be included in that. Do you do checkpoint? Do you do sub-checkpoint?
What I don't like is when they disguise the accessibility and the accessibility and difficulty settings, and I can't tell what it is.
What do you mean?
It was one of those newer like JRPG style games that I played recently.
Expedition 33?
I think it was Sea of Stars. Accessibility. Hold on, let me have a look.
Some of them can get too granular and too confusing. The new Doom is complicated because it's like, well, how do you want me to play it?
Okay, this was confusing to me because I couldn't tell. They kind of say it. These are
weird.
Yeah, so they're relics, which for Final Fantasy VI means that you can equip them to like to be more competitive in battle, which is what these are. But what they actually are is accessibility settings.
Wait, you loot these?
No.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it took me a second. Because like this doesn't technically make it so that you don't have to like win fights at all. Like, so it just seemed like a convenience thing. I was like, oh yeah, the Amulet of Storytelling, the True Strike pendant. That, like, I got a little confused. I couldn't quite tell if they were accessibility features.
I hear you.
Or
I've
if any
never
of them were
seen
meant to
that
be equipped
before. And I think it's kind of fun. I understand how it's confusing.
Kind of cool.
But I think it's kind of a fun way
but
to
like,
do it.
I wanted to like beat the game. And I didn't want to... There was no sort of physical reason for me to need like an accessibility feature necessarily. So I wanted to like beat the game. And I couldn't really 100% tell what beating the game meant. Because I couldn't tell what they were. Like, am I supposed to use these...
Right. Okay.
Is playing with none of them on like hard mode? Because that wasn't necessarily what I wanted either. I wanted something relatively chill.
Normal. Yeah.
Yeah. What's just like the developer's intended difficulty?
That's why something like Elden Ring's great, because there's one difficulty. Doing difficulty in general is a worse experience.
Yeah.
So
guy.
There's like intended way to play, right? And then, accessibility features. You can make it different.
But Elden Ring doesn't have those,
mean.
and you said it's great because...
But the list that he just gave didn't have any indication which is the like intended experience.
Yeah. So Elden Ring has an intended experience, and then everything is just accessibility features versus having a mishmash of difficulty levels and accessibility features.
Which is what the new Doom did, and it was very confusing to figure out what the intended way to play, which apparently is like hard, not even normal. But like some people would take Elden Ring, they'd set it to max difficulty if it had difficulty, and then people would complain that it's too hard or something like that. So I don't know, it's very, very complicated how you do this stuff, but I didn't want to derail it. I just think saving any time or saving more often is great for people like your brother with children who might not want to redo a boss fight 300 times.
He just needs to get good.
That is the other thing. Just have a skill issue checkbox, and then it just uninstalls itself.
Okay.
Elden Ring does not refund you.
All right. Archived.